conspiracy to defraud the United States, 2 counts related to efforts to obstruct the vote certification proceedings, 1 count of conspiracy to violate civil rights, 23 counts related to forgery or false document statements, 8 counts related to soliciting, and I could go on because he's got 91 counts pending right now. But I will tell.
These are all allegations.
And most of them have been dropped.
Most of them have been dropped. Over 80% of those were rejected. Girl, what are you talking about? You said she went gangster.
She just went full ghetto on the House board.
So you want to tell us what this is about?
Basically, this is about the hearings of impeaching Joe Biden. So they're discussing evidence that has been submitted over the impeachment of Joe Biden. They have pretty solid evidence, and of course, you know, Democrats do what Democrats do. They want to deny, and this is her take on the evidence that was presented.
All right, brace yourself. He's gonna get gangster over here.
Mr. Crockett from Texas.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Chair. Before I begin my questioning, I want to remind everyone that the information recorded in the FBI Form 1023 that my Republican colleagues keep citing is not evidence of anything. This form reflects years-old, secondhand, unverified information from a Ukrainian oligarch as relayed to the FBI by a confidential human source. These unverified secondhand allegations have been repeatedly debunked and undermined, including by the confidential human source who relayed this information to the FBI. The tip recorded in the Form 1023 was thoroughly.
She did not write this speech.
Obviously.
Somebody give her a speech. I'm talking about a strong, independent Black woman. Somebody give her a speech and say, "Read this." And here's a check. I'm just saying, like, you serious right now? Are you serious? You're gonna read this publicly? Like the people? You think we dumb? Like,
yeah. It's gonna get better. Trust me.
Oh,
and
my
just,
Lord!
Just so you know that the LV there stands for Louis Vuitton.
Ooh,
that coat she's wearing is Louis Vuitton. Yeah,
yeah.
So she's not doing too bad for herself in Congress, apparently.
Oh, in a racist, white supremacist country. Oh, stop it!
I want to know how she's affording that on a congressman's salary.
Taxpayer dollars. That's why they could not afford having the government shut down. Oh, we're not gonna get paid if you shut down the government. That's why John McCarthy had to get kicked out. Let's keep spending money.
Yep.
Tip recorded in the Form 1023 was thoroughly explored by the U.S. attorney handpicked by Donald Trump, which was Attorney General William Barr, and the assessment was closed. Finally, Devin Archer, Hunter Biden's former business partner who worked with the Ukrainian oligarch in question, told this committee in a transcribed interview in July that he had no knowledge of any such payments allegedly described in this form. Repeating the same lies will not somehow turn them into truths. Kind of like the election that Trump lost. Say it with me. He lost it. Repeating the same lie that he won wasn't going to turn the election around. The lost in this chamber keep pushing lies and lunacy on behalf of a multi-time loser. So if we're going to talk about China, let's go ahead and talk about China. And let's talk about the dealings. And let me point out the fact that right now, each of you has admitted that none of you are fact witnesses. We walked in without facts. And unfortunately, because what we say isn't necessarily evidence, we have wasted the American people's time, and we are going to walk out of this chamber and we still have no facts that are leading to anything. But let me give y'all a little bit of tea while we're here. So I have a document.
Oh, she can talk the talk though. We gotta give credit where credit is due. Homegirl can talk. Sheesh. Wow, she must have come from a 2-parented home. They must have had Christian values. They must have really I mean, girl, you go with the hypocrisy. You go. Go ahead. ahead, brainwash the people.
I gotta give her credit. She got some fire behind her, but
Oh, she certainly does, man. That's that.
ignorance runs deep.
I know some people will listen to this and actually believe it, but there are some of us who still operate in reality. We can see right through the shenanigan. This is brainwashing, proper propaganda at its finest. Is the way she words her things, and I'm looking at this. I'm like, this girl thinks you think some of us believe you?
Especially when you start seeing the head bob.
But I love the deflection though, because you can see how she's actually setting the stage for, what do you call that argument again? Is it called the statement argument? There's a way that this is called. There's different
Gaslighting.
Yeah, she's gaslighting people. But what she's also building here, she's setting the stage for a straw man argument, because she's about to raise it. But what she's doing, she has to debunk your reality in order for her to build on this false premise. That it's amazing watching this, because I can read right through it. I'm like, yeah, I see what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
This ain't gonna work with me.
Yep.
Some of us can read. We can read right through your shenanigans. Keep trying.
You're like onion paper thin, lady.
There are some of us you're not gonna get past this with some of us. But go ahead. You're gonna bypass all the arguments, tell us there's no evidence, and then now you're gonna help us to realize how evil of a man Trump is, while you just covered up for Biden. What a way to do this. Well done, girl. You go.
Let me give y'all a little bit of tea while we're here. So I have a document that I will ask for unanimous consent to enter into the record. It's a fact sheet on President Trump's shady business dealings with the Chinese government.
What are you entering in? A record from who?
This is from the Congressional Integrity
Project, the dark money pack.
I
object.
I object to that too.
Of course, y'all gonna object, but we gonna talk about it. So it says Trump has extensive financial ties.
Yo, she's got guts, dog. This is
of course
how
you're gonna object, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Screw you.
This is how Republicans should be talking. This is the Matt Gaetz spirit that I love to see more from the Republicans. I wish more Republicans would speak that way. I mean, she's just like, she knows what she knows, believes what she believes, and she's gonna say it whether you like it or not. There is a lesson for us to learn. Every Christian should take note. She is lying, but she's confident in it. That is amazing to watch. That's impressive.
I mean, ignorance is ignorance, even if it's still confident.
I know. It's the fact that she actually thinks people are going to believe this.
Yeah.
Well, some of them do.
Tied to the Chinese government. President Trump.
I object.
I object to that too.
Of course, y'all gonna object, but we gonna talk about it. So it says Trump has extensive financial ties to the Chinese government. President Trump collected millions from Chinese government-owned entities while in office. I have the best tenants in the world, President Trump was well aware of the multi-million-dollar lease to Chinese interests. President Trump promised to donate foreign government profits while in office, but he donated less than a third of his proceeds from the Chinese government. President Trump maintained 3 foreign bank accounts while in office, including one in China. President Trump's business with China raised legal and ethical concerns. President Xi loves the people of China. He loves his country, and he's doing a very good job. Let
me tell you what's going on here. Let me bring the philosophy for you. This is something called whataboutism. The idea of whataboutism says this is, let me blow it up. It says, when you don't have a good answer, and change the subject by pointing finger at someone or something else. So this is when you are caught in the net. Your back is against the wall. Instead of you admitting, submitting, subjecting yourself and confessing to the fact that you caught, you exposed, and you said, what about this? It's a deflection. And so that's what she's doing here. She is instead of admitting the facts are in your face, we have text messages, we have evidence that there's corruption going on in the Biden administration. But since she works for the Biden administration, instead of admitting to the facts, she's doing what is known as whataboutism. let's talk about Trump. I know what you said about Biden, but let's talk about Trump. I know how bad things are with Biden, and you want to talk about that. But first of all, there's no evidence. We want to let you know. But let's talk about Trump.
Mm-hmm. But look at what Trump did. He did this and
Yeah,
this
yeah,
and
yeah,
this
yeah,
and
yeah,
this. It's so much
yeah.
worse. Orange man bad.
Orange man bad. The whole world mad. she's good. I like her.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to talk about what y'all want to act like is some big mystery, because we keep sitting here and Professor Gerhardt, just to be clear, as my colleagues have even tried to
Every time I hear this, I get triggered by this, right? Just to be clear, whenever you hear this, the next few words are lies. Whenever you see Democrats tells you, just to be clear, let me be clear about this. You can be certain what you're about to hear next are a bunch of lies. Let's listen.
provide evidence, which they're not the ones to provide evidence. Have you ever heard them say "if" since we've been sitting here for I don't know how long?
Yes, I've been taking a tally.
Oh, okay. Can you
Um,
show us? Can
and
you tell us
so
what the tally is?
More than 35 times, the Republican witnesses and Republican members of the committee have used the word "if."
Thank you so much for that. Because honestly, if they would continue to say "if" or Hunter and we were playing a drinking game, I would be drunk by now. Because I promise you, they have not talked about the subject.
She's good. Fuck it up.
Because it's an inquiry. You can't
Wow.
make the absolute statements in an inquiry.
Of course,
That's the
not.
whole point.
You're not making a clear-cut accusation. You are digging for the facts. You're trying to open a case. That's what this is going on. What is wrong with these people? But she can act. She should leave politics. Go to Hollywood, girl.
I don't think she understands what an inquiry means.
You got jobs waiting for you. You go, girl. Oh my Lord, she's good. She's so good. She's bad.
Terrible.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Drinking game, I would be drunk by now. Because I promise you, they have not talked about the subject of this, which would be the president. But let
I'm
me
not sure she
tell
isn't
you
drunk
something
right
that was
now.
so disturbing as I walked in to this chamber today.
Sure of it.
As I prepared, I said, what is the crime? Because when you're talking about impeachment, you're talking about high crimes or misdemeanors. And I can't seem to find the crime. And honestly, no one has testified of what crime they believe the president of the United States has committed.
Like,
Oh,
really? Really?
This is so bad. Is she serious?
Yeah, unfortunately she is. That's
My
for sure.
Lord. There is so much evidence. Oh gosh. I can do a Google search right now. Oh, let me do a Google search. Sometimes even Google tells the truth. Let me do a Google search. She said there is.
I mean, Biden himself
my
admitted it on
Lord.
camera how he turned around and got a prosecutor fired from a Ukraine investigation where
He
his son was
said
on the
it with
board
his
of
mouth.
Burisma.
He said it with his mouth. Oh my Lord.
In a pay-to-play scheme.
Oh.
That's called peddling influence.
Yes. Quid pro quo. She said there is no crime. Oh boy, this girl is funny. Okay, let me just pull one evidence. If there is no crime, what is Biden talking about here? That's just one. We're not gonna say too much.
Sherry, that's why they do it, is to make you dizzy so that way you don't pay attention to the facts.
Going over convincing
Listen.
our team or others to convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, what, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
Oh my Lord. Did he just say that? So he's using taxpayer dollars that's supposed to go to assist a country as a mean of blackmailing them to get them to do what he wants. And there is no evidence because the evidence was showing there was some corruption going on and an investigation was going on there. He makes sure that he stopped that. And he admitted this on camera. And this strong, independent black woman want us to know that there is no evidence. Go over to the oversight, that house, that gov, and look at this. These are bank records, text messages, documents. You can open each one of them. It's loaded. These are text messages. Don't mention Joe being involved. Is only when you are face to face. I know that they are paranoid. So this is text messages between, is it Joe Biden's sons that are texting this? The brothers were talking. I mean, you can actually go to the oversight committee. You see this? 200 and something paper. That's just one document. And you can go on text messages, WhatsApp. All of this was exposed from the laptop itself. All of that is available for you to check out and see and read for yourself. The Twitter files are also part of that evidence, showing a clear-cut connection. Money, fraud, things were being done behind the scenes.
Influence peddling.
And influence peddling as well. There was different names were being used in order for him to get
the
paid.
Big guy.
Yeah, the big guy. There were different names as well. So yeah. So go, girl. Keep gaslighting us. Go ahead.
But when we start talking about things that look like evidence, they want to act like they blind. They don't know what this is. These are our national secrets. Looks like in the shitter to me. This looks like more evidence of our national secrets, say on a stage at Mar-a-Lago. When we're talking about somebody that's committed high crimes, it's at least indictments. Let's say 32 counts related to unauthorized retention of national security secrets, 7 counts related to obstructing the investigation, 3 false statements, 1 count of conspiracy to defraud the United States, falsifying business records, conspiracy to defraud the United States, 2 counts related to efforts to obstruct the vote certification proceedings, 1 count of conspiracy to violate civil rights, 23 counts related to forgery or false document statements, 8 counts related to soliciting, and I could go on because he's got 91 counts pending right now. But I will tell.
These are all allegations.
And most of them have been dropped.
Most of them have been dropped. Over 80% of those were rejected. Girl, what are you talking about? None of them has been or even able to stand in court.
There's a reason they call him Teflon Don.
Teflon Don. I love it. Oh my man, this is great. She's very entertaining though.
Tell you what the president has been guilty. Go on because he's got 91 counts pending right now. But I will tell you what the president has been guilty of. He has unfortunately been guilty of loving his child unconditionally. And that is
that's that line. That line always hates me hard. There's so much compassion in this. He loves his son unconditionally while he's using his son as a tool. As a pawn to make money with businesses and people who countries who are so against. He's not even supposed to be using his influence in that way. I love this. This is a family thing. He loves his son. That's all.
Yeah.
Is this how loving your son looks like now?
Apparently. Send him out into the most dangerous possible positions to make you money.
Girl, you go. Is she still talking?
Yeah.
the only evidence that they have brought forward, guilty of loving his child unconditionally, and that is the only evidence that they have brought forward. And honestly, I hope and pray that my parents love me half as much as he loves his child. Until they find some evidence, we need to get back to the people's work, which means keeping this government open so that people don't go hungry in the streets of the United States. And I will yield.
Ooh, way to go. Way to end it. Yo, this girl just sat down for 5 minutes and 30 seconds and lied
Straight
with
ghetto.
an attitude, with charismatic spirit. She reminds me of a black preacher that just, preach it like I feel it kind of thing. And you think if you listen to this, not knowing the real story, you will think this is the truth.
Yeah.
My
Anyone
Lord,
outside the U.S.
that
not
was
knowing
amazing
what's
though. That
going
was an
on,
amazing
seeing this.
act.
Yeah. And if anybody wasn't keeping up with what was going on and just saw this video,
Oh, you're done.
would think Joe Biden was a saint.
You done. You done.
Yeah.
You done. That was amazing gaslighting. That is crazy good, I would say, from a diabolical sense, of course.
She is
Sheesh.
definitely toting the party line.
Yeah. If
Like-
a human being can do this, right, for the purpose of political reasons, for 5 long minutes, you know how much you have to tell your conscience, how many times you have to imbibe this argument. You have to read these talking points. You have to nurture this in your spirit. And to go in publicly and say this stuff. You know how little you have to value your own humanity to do this?
Unless they truly believe it.
Well, that's I don't know, man.
That's-
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't
that's
even
the
know they believe this. I think
that's the flip side of the coin. I mean, if they truly believe it,
you know what?
then
You made a good point. I think they really believe this.
it's not really that hard
That is a good point.
for
I don't
you
even
and me.
I don't even think she knows she's lying. I think she actually really believes that.
I think she truly believes in this.
Like trans women or women kind of thing.
Mhm.
It's kind of like, you really believe that? Yeah. Yeah, trans men or women. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But I think you can actually tell a lie long enough that it becomes
You
true to
convince
you.
yourself to believe it.
That's scary, man.
Yeah. And
Wow.
that's the sad part is, there's a lot more out there that are like her.
We are in trouble. If our politicians are talking like this, we are in serious trouble. God, Lord have mercy. Okay, we gotta do some apology.